Hi everybody! I feel like I haven't sat down and talked to you all in such a long time because honestly I've just had a lot going on, and as most of you have probably noticed, I have not been flying as much lately, which I will touch on in a little bit. So I thought it would be fun to just sit down with you all today, have a little chat, a little Q&A, and catch up. Earlier today I was bored, so I decided to do my makeup for this sit down video, but I did this trend on TikTok where you do the eyeliner above the crease of your eye, and I'm actually really liking it. It was fun. Okay, I'm getting distracted really easily, so let's jump into the Q&A. I posted this on Instagram so you all could ask me your questions, and I did get a lot of repeat questions. In this video, I'm gonna try my best to answer questions that I have never answered before and talk about topics that I've never really discussed on my channel. So if your question didn't get answered, I'm gonna link my other Q&A videos below and maybe it was answered there. But let's just jump right in. Ooh, all right, we are getting in there. First question, do you and Eric ever fight? Can't even count on one hand the amount of big fights that we've had. Ever since we got together in college, we have never been the type of couple to bicker or to argue whenever we have a disagreement, which obviously does happen. Like, we've been together a long time, so of course we're gonna have disagreements. We usually just sit down and try to talk about it in a healthy way and make sure we're on the same page. And yeah, we honestly just don't fight. Do you get called Julie often? So not super often. I will say though that it is my biggest pet peeve when people call me Julie. Will there be any mating for Luna in the future or any future siblings? So Luna is fixed. She absolutely 100% will not have puppies or breed one day, but we definitely are thinking about getting Luna a sibling. Not exactly sure when that will be, probably when we have our own house with a big backyard, but that's definitely something we're considering within the next few years. So not right now, but potentially in the future. I think it would be really fun for her to have a sibling to play with. Do you speak any other languages? So the only language that I am 100% fluent in is English. However, I do really enjoy practicing Spanish and trying to become more conversational. And the app that I absolutely love to do that with is Babbel. Babbel has been my #1 language learning app to go to. Spanish speaking countries such as Mexico and Ecuador have been some of my favorite places to travel to. So I've really loved being able to learn from the app so I can have more conversations with locals. Babbel is great, especially if learning a new language is one of your New Year's resolutions or goals for 2022, because they offer quick 10-minute interactive lessons that are actually designed by language instructors and teachers. You really have nothing to lose too, because Babbel offers a 20-day money-back guarantee. Babbel also offers multiple ways to learn, such as games, podcasts, lessons, and videos.
L. Mis padres son profesores. Yo soy Claudia.
Yo soy Claudia.
I highly encourage you all to check out Babbel if you are looking to learn a new language in the new year. Now is the perfect time, because if you click the link in my description box below, Babbel will give you 65% off of your subscription, and don't forget about that 20-day money-back guarantee as well. Thank you to Babbel for sponsoring this portion of my video, and now let's answer some more questions. Let's find some more questions. I am randomly singing. Next one. How do you deal with negativity? And I'm gonna add another question into this one: inappropriate comments on social media. So as someone who willingly puts themselves on the internet, I also am aware that I open the doors to negative and inappropriate comments, because no matter what I do, no matter how nice I am, no matter how positive I try to be, I will always get some nasty comments. And I actually have it on my schedule to film an entire video talking pretty in depth about this topic, because it's not really something I've ever discussed on my channel before, and I think it's something that I really want to talk about with everyone, because it is something that I've been dealing with for 2 years. And I will say that when I first started YouTube and got a little bit bigger on Instagram and whatnot, I was really offended and I would get really hurt by the mean and rude comments. But honestly, I feel like within these past few months, and especially going into 2022, how I'm gonna deal with it is I'm just going to ignore it. I don't care anymore. It's the internet. And of course, there are trolls out there who their only reason for being on the internet is to leave mean comments to anyone and everyone that they can. And I just have to understand that 99% of the time when someone leaves me a mean comment, there is absolutely no chance that they would say it to my face. Like if they ever walked up to me and saw me in person, I can almost bet that they would never say those things to me in person, and they're just saying them because they can hide behind their computer screen. I also think it's really important to remember too that we are responsible for the media that we consume. Like we are responsible for the Instagram pages that we follow, for the YouTube accounts that we follow, the books that we read, the TV shows that we watch, etc. So if you do not align with someone or a certain creator or the way that they present themselves, instead of leaving a mean comment, the best thing you can do for yourself and for that creator is to just leave, is to just unsubscribe, unfollow, and to just move on with your life. It's kind of like that old saying, if you don't have anything nice to say, then just don't say anything at all. I'm going to dive much deeper into this in a future video, like I mentioned earlier, but most of the mean comments that I get here on YouTube are actually about my face. And then I also get a lot about how being a flight attendant isn't a real job. Like for example, I'll read you this specific tweet that someone sent to me at the beginning of December, and I'm not even really on Twitter. They said, "What kind of loser would watch a YouTube video of an air waitress talking about her meaningless life and thinking people are interested? 15 minutes of babble about how important she is and how important her job is. She's a waitress at Jetting Julia." And then I would say too that most of the mean comments that I get on YouTube are actually about the beauty marks that I have on my chin, and I am getting them removed. This is completely a personal choice. This has nothing to do with the mean and nasty comments that I've gotten on YouTube. This is something that I've wanted to do for a while, and I also will be like taking you all with me when I go get that done. But anyway, some of just like the rude comments that I get on YouTube about that are like, "Wow, what a mole. Watch your channel regularly. I am eager to find out the 2 moles. I'm not sure what to call it on your chin. Is it your choice or can it not be treated? Should have that mole removed, question mark. Ever looked into having those moles growth removed? Julia, do you think the mole and the nipple on your chin look good? I don't. If I sent you the money to get them removed, would you? Happy Thanksgiving to you and Miss Luna." Like, what is even that comment? Oh, another one. "If I raised enough money through a GoFundMe to get that mole and witch's teeth removed, would you humor us and do it? Please and thank you." Yeah, so these are legitimate and real comments that I have received. I don't reply to any of them just because it's really hurtful. It's just really mean to make those comments about someone on social media, because I've actually been very insecure about them ever since I was a kid, and I've just never gotten them removed because it's a part of my face. But now that I'm an adult and I can just like make my own decisions, I am going to get them removed because I want to, not because of the mean comments, but because I want to. I've wanted to even before I started my YouTube channel. So I would say that, you know, if you're gonna leave a comment on someone's channel or social media, just be nice. Like, if you don't have anything positive to say to them, just don't say anything at all, because you never know how much that comment is actually really hurting that person. Okay, next question. Favorite food, candy, and dessert. I know my favorite candy off the top of my head. I love Mike and Ike's. Like, I absolutely love Mike and Ike's, and then I also love peanut M&Ms too. I would say my favorite dessert, it fluctuates. I feel like my favorite food and my favorite dessert definitely fluctuate. But right now, my favorite dessert are actually Yasso ice cream bars. I think they are so good. I also love Haagen-Dazs ice cream bars. Yeah, ice cream as a whole is probably my favorite dessert. And then favorite food, I love Italian. Like, give me some really good gnocchi or spaghetti bolognese and I am super happy. But I also love pizza and steak. So yeah, those are like my top favorite foods. Have you ever played an instrument? Yes, I used to play the cello in middle school. What are your favorite hobbies? Oh, this is a fun question. So I, as many of you know, love to read. I can sit down and just read a book from start to finish in one day if it's really good. I have always loved reading since I was probably a teenager. The first books that I really got into were the Harry Potter series. Me and my mom read them together. A few other people were asking me too about my favorite genre. So my favorite genre is definitely like the murder, mystery, suspense, thriller. I love love reading books like that, but lately I've been more into Colleen Hoover. She's my favorite author right now. If you've read her, then you know that she's more like romance books, but her books aren't just like ooey gooey unrealistic romance. I don't know how to explain it. They're just real life. She finds a way to just like get into your soul and rip your heart out in a good way. Like, her writing is just phenomenal. Another hobby of mine is I actually really like to play with makeup. I've loved to do makeup since I was a teenager. I was always that girl that was like, can I give you a makeover? Can I do your hair? Can I do your makeup? So I have a lot of fun playing with makeup. I really like to be outdoors. I like to go hiking. And then it's definitely not a hobby, but I obviously really love to hang out with Eric and Luna in my free time. What is the key to balancing everything in your life? It's funny that a lot of y'all think that I always have my life together when I really don't. I have at least 2 freakouts a week where I'm almost in tears just because I feel so overwhelmed and stressed with everything that's going on. Eric works really hard to calm me down and to keep me level-headed when I'm going through those moments, but I would say that one of my goals going into 2022 is to just really find like a much better work-life balance and to stay organized, less procrastination. So I ordered myself a planner that I can just write everything down in to keep everything organized. And yeah, I don't always have my ish together, to put it lightly, but I am working on it and I am trying my best. And I think it's okay to not always have everything together. We're human. We have to give ourselves grace. Why haven't you been flying as much lately? So I have not been flying as much lately for a few different reasons. One, December, I am on reserve as a flight attendant, so they only call me into work when they need me to cover flights, and it's been really slow. I honestly just haven't been getting called into work a whole lot, but it's been nice to have a little bit of a break because, to be honest, I flew so much in September, October, and November, and I also worked really hard on producing a lot of content for YouTube those months, so I'm just feeling really burnt out by the time that December hit with both flying and YouTube. So it's been really good to actually have a little bit of a break, even though in a way it hasn't felt like I've been able to take a break because while I haven't been flying, I've still been having to film stuff and apartment hunt and get our place here ready to hit the market. So it's just been a lot of work outside of flying and YouTube that I've had to do as well. A lot of you always ask me too, if when I'm on reserve, if I'm not getting called in to fly, how am I still making money? And when we are on reserve, we are guaranteed a certain amount of hours, whether we are called in to fly or not. So I will still receive a paycheck. I do have a few trips on my schedule in January, but I do have the first week off of January, which I'm really looking forward to. And I am not gonna add any more flights onto my schedule than what I already have in January because I really just want to relax and spend as much time in our new apartment with Eric and Luna and just move in and enjoy it. This question was super interesting. What's more important, internal fulfillment or helping others? I don't know if I would say that one is more important than the other, but I would say that oftentimes they go hand in hand. Like, in order to help others in a good way, like, you have to have that internal fulfillment, and also helping others can bring you that fulfillment too. When are you and Eric and Luna moving into your new apartment? So our official move-in date is January 4th, and I realize that this video will go out after that. But anyways, yeah, our official move-in date is January 4th, but my mom and my best friend Randy are actually flying out to Dallas that weekend on the 7th to help us move on the 8th. So I think during that week from the 4th to the 7th, we're just going to slowly bring stuff over in our cars and pack up, take our time, and then that weekend we're renting a U-Haul, and that's when we'll bring like all of the heavy stuff, like our bed frame, our couch, our desk, our bookshelves, like all of that stuff. And then my mom and Randy can really help us to decorate and just make the space super cute. What is your dream honeymoon spot? I would say our dream honeymoon spot would be somewhere super tropical and beachy, like Bora Bora, the Maldives, something like that, with like those overwater bungalows. All right, last question because my camera is starting to overheat, but what was your most wonderful achievement from 2021? I would say my most wonderful achievement was definitely hitting that 100,000 subscriber mark. I am so thankful for each and every one of you for helping to just like make my YouTube dreams come true. Like, I am so appreciative of each and every one of you. So with that, I'm going to conclude this vlog and all of these questions, but if you have additional questions, go ahead and put them in the comment section below and I'll do my best to answer them. Don't forget to click that link for Babbel in my description box below too, so you can get 65% off of your subscription and learn a new language in the new year. Thank you everyone so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.